Well, that was weird. Okay. Oh, for the fucking love of God, would you just save Jesus Christ on a goddamn tricycle? Anybody even in here yet? Not yet. We're showing zeros. What are we showing? Okay. Ooh, fucked that up, didn't I? How we doing? Anybody here? Do we have anybody in the room? Doesn't look like it, does it? The fuck? Okay. Um. Oh, we do. Hello. How you doing? Laura, how you doing? Somebody just said 6'7". Should we ban him from the room? Ireland, how you doing? Can you believe somebody came up in here talking about 6'7" up in this bitch? Yeah, you didn't have somebody put a finger up your bum. Mm, 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 mm. You were watching one of Renee's videos when you came in here? I too have had a colonoscopy, but today he went exploring again. You know, right off the bat with the butthole jokes. Well, I mean, anything worth doing is worth doing right. Come on, work, god damn it. There we go. We are the same age. What happened, bro? Meaning what? Elaborate, please. Got the old finger. Yes, indeed. Ohio's in the house. Everybody be quiet. The criminals are here. You're out? I'm not. it smells so good. No, I didn't get up and say, "Let's talk about my prostate exam." I came back from my prostate exam and said, "I'm gonna go live." Fuck it, throw it in the title. Pass the bag, that's not happening. How much do I smoke? As much as I need. You wanna visit a dispensary when you visit Chicago to see how bad the prices are? This didn't come from a dispensary. This came from a guy. That you're not getting, I mean, you can get that at a dispensary, but that's technically more than you're allowed to buy at a dispensary. Nobody wakes up wanting to talk about a prostate exam. What kind am I smoking? I don't know. What he put like 6 or 7 different flavors in here. I always put it all in the same bag and mix it up. Slightly less crappy than yours, but I'm pumped. Unless you have a med rec, I can buy 8 ounces. Not in Illinois, you can't. In Illinois, you can buy, I think, 2. Or did they change it? Yes, I have a guy. Everybody needs a guy. No, see, I like to put um all them flavors in the same bag, mix it up, and then when I reach into the bag, I never know what I'm gonna get. It's constantly changing. 200 milligrams is the limit. You love a good salad bowl. Did you get a PSA test? Yes, I did. My PSA is fine, perfectly normal. My prostate is slightly enlarged. I have an overactive bladder, and I'm pre-diabetic, so they want me to work on my sugars. Here come the women. Prostate exam ain't nothing compared to it. No, I'm just kidding. You buy your gummies in Quincy, right on. Seattle has the best reefer. Well, that's your opinion. Hello, Aura. You converse very well. It's one of my skills. I've been speaking for over half a century now. Hope the exam was all clear. We're good. Just another big, beautiful doctor sticking his finger in parts of my body. A little bit of pressure here. A little bit. Jesus Christ, Doc, you using the whole fist? My guy does not live next door, but he lives close. Close. Like very like walkable close. Yes, I had a colonoscopy when I was 50. So 4 years ago. I turned 54 on the 13th of May. So in 15 days, 14 days. Everything is healthy though. I have a family history of prostate cancer. My father had yes, kidney cancer and prostate cancer. Hundreds of pounds. Huh? Guys, if you could tap the fuck out of the screen, hit the heart button. There's an arrow on your screen. Share the live in your Facebook feed, your Bluesky, your threads, whatever. Send it in a text message to somebody you know. I had one in my 20s due to, oh, well, that's understandable. I had my first one when I turned 50. You typically get a colonoscopy around 50. Men do. I don't know about women. I don't know what the age with the but for men, they say 50. You can have a prostate exam digitally. Um, no. It's, you can get images of your intestines. I'm sorry, you swallow a pill that has a camera, but it doesn't. Yeah, sorry, not prostate, my bad. Flip the flag upside down. Um, I understand. I understand what you're saying. Colonoscopy is now 45? Jesus Christ. Turtle, I don't know what's good by you. You know what I mean? I don't know. 20. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, no, 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 no. You said 30, so 60. It's a lot. That's high. 240 for an Oscar then? No, that's high. Your first Baria enema was 25. Ooh, goddamn. You had your first colonoscopy at 23. Love your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Colon cancer rates in 18 to 39 range are unfortunately on the rise. Yeah, $30 is way too much for that. Yeah, so yeah, way too much. Did my other TikTok account get banned? Yes, my TikTok account, Tom Powell Jr. 2.0, got banned. I am on Tom Powell Jr. dash 3.0 now. I'll have to update that in my link tree. You got a QP for 150. You got shit then, man. That had to have been ditchweed. Appreciate whoa, hang on. Appreciate your talk about assholes as and well and assholes. Yes, exactly. They all kind of go together. Assholes beget assholes. Good gravy. Have we upset you? A man prayed over you today? Okay. Whatever floats your boat, man. How am I doing? I'm doing good. I got my day off. I had my doctor's appointment. I ran by the shoe store, got myself some new kicks. My son's got regionals much later on tonight, like 5, 6 hours. You must be an amateur. It's just too much. It's just too much. No, my son is not competing in a basketball tournament tonight. He is in Scholastic Bowl, which is where a team of 5 kids from one junior high and a team of 5 kids from another junior high buzz in to answer random toss up questions on a whole slew of subjects. And then whichever team gets a question right, then there are 3 follow up questions. that you could get extra points on, and they do like I don't know, like 24 questions overall. That's what it is. So no, they're not televising, just small town Scholastic Bowl stuff. But yeah, he's been on the Scholastic Bowl since sixth grade. So this is his third year. He's an eighth. Did something just come flying out of my mouth? Jesus Christ, man. Get your fucking life together. Jesus. Um, third year. He'll be graduating eighth grade next month. So this will be like his last regionals. Um, but yeah, that's the kind of stuff he does. He does Scholastic Bowl. We're going to Orlando in like a month for him to compete. He made the nationals for History B, which is, you've heard of a spelling bee, obviously. A history bee is a bunch of kids his age sit around a big U-shaped table, and somebody peppers them with questions, and they buzz in. The first one to get five right is the first place one. The next one to get five right is the next place, so forth and so on. And he did it at his school. Then he went to sectionals, and he made it to nationals. So we'll be doing that. So he does more of the academic stuff. I'm ready for you to tell the story on how you say back in my day we don't have Scholastic Bowl, we had Scholastic. Yeah, huh, that's why the message was hidden. I had to unhide it there. We didn't have Scholastic Bowl. As a matter of fact, when I was in high school, the 1 year that I was in high school, freshman year, the 1 year I was in high school, there were six computers in the whole fucking school, and the only people that could use them were the smart kids for various reasons. Like, the AV club could use them and shit like that. There was no fucking, my kid brings a computer back and forth from school now. You know what I mean? So, didn't Alex Trebek host a history bee at one point? Fucked if I know. So my son does this stuff like History B and Scholastic Bowl, and going into high school, he signed up to be part of the mock trial where you actually try a case. Also, he signed up for the football team. He does regular bowling, and he signed up for the class called Geometry in Construction to learn construction site geometry. So he's kind of all over the place. And then whatever he wants to try, he gets to try. He's got to finish whatever he started for that season. But he played baseball for 2 years when he was a wee lad. Never really liked it. Got a degree in math while stoned. We got a Malcolm in the Middle reference here. He'll go into the debate club or debate team if he wants to. I would really encourage him to do so. Hope you're having a great day. I mean, a man shoved his finger up my rectum, but other than that, it's fucking great. He might, Dylan. He might. And he is really more as he heads into high school, not knowing what it is he wants to do. He's trying everything out, but he is of the mindset. I don't know if I want to go to college and rack up all the debt that my sisters did. I think I might want to just go into a trade school. Did he buy you dinner? No, but he was a beautiful. My urologist is a beautiful man. He really is a handsome chap. And the first time I saw him in 23, he was giving me a prostate exam with my pants around my ankles while we were mid conversation. I didn't even know it happened. Like, he talked the pants right off of me. I was asking him questions about all of the Harley Davidson art in his office, and before I knew it, he was inside of me. Um, and then I went back and saw him today, and same thing. It was like, "Do you want to do a prostate exam?" And I'm like, I want to do whatever it is you think I should do. You're the doc. You're the guy that went to school for a decade. You're the guy with fucking degrees on the wall. Don't ask me what we should be doing. I dropped out of fucking high school for fuck's sake. And he's like, yeah, I really prefer it. I'm like, okay. And he goes, could you stand up? And I was talking to him, telling him the story about how I tell stories about the first time he talked the pants off of me. And as I'm explaining it, he's inside of me. He did it again. He did it again. He's a handsome chap. He really is. Here's what I know from prostate exams. I know I'm not gay. It's been proven. Stamped into the fucking books. I know it. Oh, he is smooth. He really is. He is, yeah. I'm just saying, it's an experience. Exactly. Apparently, men's G spot is in that particular neighborhood. Hey, listen, it, it wasn't my worst Wednesday morning. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. So is getting your books squished? Turtle, books, not books. You mean the boobies? Are you talking about the chesticles, the mammaries? Is this what we were discussing? The boobilas? Okay, you guys got to watch what it is you're saying because I'm having to approve 10 million comments. It's like every other comment is being held for review. A mammogram? Yeah, no, 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 no. As a matter of fact, mammograms would be federally outlawed if they had to do that to your Sacagawea, to a man's no, no, absolutely not. Stick your boys in here. We're going to squish them between these. No, you're not. You're not doing anything like that. You're doing nothing of the sort. Okay, so they indicted former FBI Director James Comey because he posted an image a year ago of seashells that spelled out 8647. Okay, they indicted him for that. And they're bitching and moaning about all the lying he did to Congress and spying he did on Trump and this. Well, then why haven't you indicted him on any of that then? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post that same image on every one of my social media pages every single day, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Let's see if they indict all of us. Oh yeah, the case is going to get fucking tossed. It's an absolute vendetta of a bullshit case. But bullshit, yeah, whatever. My brain's not working. What does it mean? It means to get rid. 86 is to get rid of something. To it can mean to terminate, but it also can mean to just fire, to vote out, to get rid of. 86 and 47. He's the 47th president. Donald Trump said that that was a threat on his life, and so his Department of Justice has indicted him as a result of it. Donald Trump is a reckless individual that is operating above the law. and he needs to be removed from office via either impeachment and prosecution or conviction or the 25th Amendment, but he needs to be removed from office. He is extraordinarily dangerous. Oh, my beard video? Right. I've had my puppies flattened too many times and it always painful. No, we don't do the Second Amendment here, Mitch. Sorry. Can't allow that. Not when you're talking about an elected official. That is something that I will never get behind. Any restaurant with a number 47 should just serve a piece of shit on a platter. How about SOS? Shit on a single. Shit on a shingle. Trump is a bigger vagina than the Grand Canyon. Uh, I understand what you're saying, Mitch, but that's not what you're saying. Unless you're talking about revolution against the government as a whole, what you're advocating for is political assassination. And I'll never get behind that. Chipped beef and gravy on toast. Exactly. Do not insult the vajige Turtle is talking about. Well, if you're talking about revolution, I'm going to tell you that's never going to happen either. That toothpaste is out of the tube. Physical, violent revolt is never going to happen. Mayonnaise, peanut butter dipping sauce, and it's called the Trump sauce. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Do I think Bondi's actually going to tell the truth for her deposition? No, no. None of these people have an ounce of issue lying to Congress. You can want an Article 5 convention, doesn't mean you're going to get one. It's just never going to happen, man. It's never going to happen. What you're talking about is, I'm not trying to be rude when I say this, it's a pipe dream, it's a fantasy. It is never going to happen. We need to be focusing our effort on better candidates and better legislative options than trying to put time, effort, and energy into trying to get something done that is never going to get done. You're never going to get a constitutional amendment passed. You're never going to get an Article 5 convention together. And you are never going to see a violent physical uprising in this country. It's just never going to happen. So, in my opinion, it's a waste of resources. No, you're not being stuck with the president forever. And here's why I don't believe that you're being stuck with the president forever. Because over the course of my lifetime, I've seen things shift and progress. And it can continue to do so. At one point in time in this country, there was slavery. There is no more. At one point in time in this country, women could not vote. That is no more. At one point in time in this country, gay people did not have rights. That is no more. At one point in time in this country, even though black people were free, they could not vote. That is no more. We can continue to progress. It's going to happen through the legislative process only. That's just the bottom line. Hope you are doing well this afternoon. What do I think about the James Comey situation? I think it's going to get tossed out of court. I think it's a ridiculous case, and I think every single person with a social media account should post that image of those seashells saying 8647 on their social media sites every day. You're going to indict somebody for that? Fuck you, indict all of us then. Once again, I hear what you're saying. The document's 230 years old. It's been amended 127 times. It needs a line one rewrite. I don't disagree. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I want to be able to fly and see through walls. It's not going to happen. 17 times, whatever, 27 times. It, it's just not going to happen. You can want all day long. I want to be in Italy right now. Suck it up, bubs, choo choo. What does that even mean? Do I think the ballroom will ever actually be constructed? Unfortunately, yes. I would love to see some constitutional amendments passed. It's never going to happen. You are never going to get 38 states to agree to ratify an amendment to this Constitution. It is just not going to happen. Enjoying the J vicariously through you. Sorry that you can't have it. I hope you enjoy it immensely vicariously through me. Yeah, it doesn't work. Sorry, I can't pass it. Then we need revolution. Never going to happen. And you want to know, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, Mitch, but you want to know why I know that revolution is never going to happen? Nick Shirley, Caitlin Bennett, 2040. Excuse me, for just one moment, Mitch, and we'll continue our conversation. Yup, E. Were you born a dumbass, or did you like have to work on it? Back to Mitch. You want to know why I know physical revolution is never going to happen in this country? Because I've been hearing about physical revolution my entire life, yet nobody actually does it. And if you think you're going to topple the most powerful military in the world, have at it. Have at it. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or bitchy when I say that. It is never going to happen. Gotcha, typical leftard. You're not exactly intelligent, are you? Mama deny you tit when you were a baby? Terry, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, you're gone. We're not doing that. Gregory Watson in 1992 got the 27th Amendment passed because he got a C on a paper in college. Sorry about your procedure. It happens. When you're my age, it happens. Only 3% of the population created the original revolution. But okay, I get it. I understand. Here's what I'm saying. You keep talking about it, but you're not doing it. And that's my point. That's all that's ever going to happen when it comes to revolution. It's going to get talked about. If you were serious, you would be organizing. You would be doing it. If you truly believed what you're saying. It's kind of like these people that brag and not brag, but cheer on this warehouse fire that this guy said. Yeah, we need more of this. Okay, then go do it. Well, oh, you're not at your place of employment doing it? Why not? Because you want somebody else to do it, right? And somebody always wants somebody else to start the revolution, which is why there's never going to be a revolution. And if you try to revolt, you're going to be trying to revolt against the world's most powerful military. And you're going to get fucking smoked. They're going to be able to clean up what's left of you with a fucking sponge. If you can push for an Article 5 convention, I'm just saying, I don't believe it's ever going to happen. Nice guitar. Thank you very much. Talked about like Charlie Brown's teacher. Yes. You got a favorite strings change that's in a song? I'm not too deep into that particular group to know their songs per se. No cleanup. Are we really going to start this shit? Sounds like there's a blue jay in the window in the tree right outside my window, which could make things rather interesting. This guy's shorty. Hi, Tom. Hello. People who call for violence have never experienced it. I don't know if they've experienced it or not, but the point I keep going back to is it keeps getting talked about and it never gets done. And then you have these one-offs. You have a Luigi Mangione, or you have this warehouse fire guy, or something like that. And on the right, you have one-offs as well. It's not just on the left, right? You had that guy in Cincinnati that went to the FBI office there and started shooting at it because Trump said something about the FBI. Or you have people like Caesar Sayoc who mail, pipe bombs to people. but they're all one-offs. It never actually organizes and congeals into a true revolution. And if it did, it would get put down rather quickly. I saw the other day the Grateful Dead skull logo with the lightning bolt, but instead the outline of North and South America. Are you talking about instead of the lightning bolt, it was the outline, right? Within the big skull area? They do that all the time. There are a million of those. There's one for every sports. Hang on. Hey, give me a minute. Just give. Okay. What I have it under? Hang on. Is it going to be under the dead? Is that what I have it under? Yes, I did. Okay. Holy shit. So you have these all the time, right? So you got like here's one that has Merry Christmas instead of the lightning bolt, right? Um the Grinch inside the skull. These get done a lot when somebody passes away. There's like a memorial to put somebody's face. They did one with Prince and with Bobby and with Jerry and with all of them. This one's obviously John Lennon. Um, you have like the different seasons come into play. Here's a Thanksgiving one with the old school hand turkey that you used to do in fifth grade. Um, I really like this one. This one is the hookah smoking caterpillar. So yeah, they people put all kinds of shit. The skull is called a steely. Hang on. Sorry. The skull is called a steely or a steal your face. That is sort of like I would say it's probably the best known Grateful Dead image, the skull with the lightning bolt through it. That's called steal your face. And people, like I said, people put all kinds of shit in it. Yes, the lightning bolt does have 13 points. No worries, Mitch. I'm just wanting to make sure that you understand that I'm not trying to offend you. I'm just trying to explain to you that I believe that all of the things that you're waiting to have happen are never going to happen. And I think that if we collectively try and first and foremost get better candidates at the local level in your school boards and your town boards and your township boards and get people that then work their way up to like state level, county level and state level and then run for federal office, we can begin to get better candidates. But also while that process is happening, we can maximize the pressure on the candidates that we do have, the elected officials that we do have, because all of those other things are just never going to happen. I'm good. My life on this earth is going to come and go, and I am going to be but a memory. And those things are still never will have never happened. That's all. What is this about? Zoomies? Spend your revolution zoomies in your neighborhood, city, and district. Hmm. The bottom line is those good people are going to have to undergo that scrutiny if we want to have any kind of change. I got to get this thing charged, but anybody familiar with the cactus cutter? Have you seen these? This is an electric grinder. Oh, I got a bud stuck up in there. Um, got a little keef keeper underneath there, but it's got a button up here. Yeah. Oh, the prostate, she's a solid one, don't you know? She's ever so slightly enlarged there, but other than that, everything's good. You know, the PSA is totally fucking normal, don't you know? Yeah, so I have two electric grinders. Okay. So I have this one, which is called the Mamba, and your herb goes in here, and then you got a button on this side, and you grind in here, and you can see there's a hole here. So this is the Mamba. This is a solid electric grinder. Um, this is the cactus cutter, and I'm just like I said, I'm seeing if I can get it charged up here because I want to fuck with it. Oh, I go through grinders. I've been working with the same manual grinder for a couple years now, but previous to that, I was really going through them. Yeah, this is a grind. If this ever charges, so you see it's got a button on top, okay? And then you see it's got the down here is the that's your keef, there's your screen. You see the grinder up there, right? And then here you press this button and there's your grinder. So whatever, I got a couple of buds sitting in there. And then you're supposed to be able to here grind and then I don't know, I want to fuck with it and see though. The other one I was using just yesterday, the Mamba, and both of these were sent to me by followers. Followers are amazing. They really are. The shit people have sent to me over the years. Mitch, take it easy, man. Viva la revolution. Um, this is the Mamba. Oh shit. Slow down, Tom. Jesus fuck, you got weed in there. God damn it, on a fucking popsicle stick, son of a bitch. Christ on a goddamn son of a bitch. Forgot you had your fucking goddamn weed in there, sons of bitches. We're gonna dump that there on the old rolling tray, don't you know? And then we're gonna come back up here and we're just gonna yeah. Well, I didn't have that on very good. My apologies, but you put your weed in there, put your weed in there, and then you put your pieces together, and then you've got your button back here. I don't know. People just and these things are not cheap, and people just like send them to me, and they're like, "Hey, man, fucking thought you'd enjoy this," and I'm like, "Fucking thank you." I don't even know what to say, man. People send me all kinds of shit. The owner of Raw Papers sent me this rolling tray. Bunch of other shit. Whole bunch of shit. Good guy. Uh, wonder how how do they prepare their weed? I think it was more bowl smoked at that point in time. It's not a party foul because I was able to save it. I was able to capture it. But yeah, if it hit the carpet, because we still these older bedrooms still have carpet in them. The rest of the house is hardwood. Um, yeah, if it had hit the carpet, that would have been a party foul. But here's the thing: I have more than enough that like I wouldn't be on my feet or on my knees with a fucking vacuum and a nylon over it. I got enough. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I love the smell of this. Guys, if you could keep tapping the screen, please blow the fucking live up if you wouldn't mind. What strain? That's like 6 or 7 different strains in there. It's still on my computer, young. I like to be prepared, Clem. Man of culture. He is the most interesting man in the world. He thought he was wrong once, but he was mistaken. My favorite weed movies are still the old Cheech and Chong movies. Up in Smoke, shit like that. My TikTok 2.0 got banned. I had to start another one. It's now 3 dash 3.0. A creative catalyst for painting. There you go. Do you do that for a living or for fun? You make an Ajax joke? Yes. Every time you okay. Uh, Just throwing it out there. Right on. Okay. I love it. Speaking of grinders, why does MAGA crash grinder? Because there are a ton of closeted homosexuals within MAGA that, for whatever reason, cannot seem to embrace who they are. Um, and it's kind of sad. You own a picture framing shop where you also sell art. Right on. Pineapple Express is your safe word. Dazed and Confused is awesome. Grew up doing everything in that movie. Dazed and Confused was probably the closest to my high school years. So my high school years, I went to high school for a year and then hung around for like another year after I dropped out. Um, but it was a town of about 4,000 people. We cruised the main strip on Friday and Saturday nights. Um, the, yeah, it was all very similar to all of that. Oh yeah, I've watched A Clockwork Orange. That is a very, very bizarre movie. I've never seen Train Spotting. You miss those days? They were interesting days. No cell phones, no tracking devices. Um, no smart tech really of any kind. It was an era where you were sort of forced to live in the moment. You weren't filming what was happening, you were living what was happening. You weren't watching what was happening, you were doing what was happening. And yeah, I so late 80s, mid to late 80s, walking into town in southern Indiana along the train tracks with a pack of cigarettes rolled up into my sleeve. Um, Getting in somebody's car, swinging by Fat Pam's, picking up 3 for 5 pre-rolled pinners. You're putting on some type of music of the day, and you're cruising the strip. The girls are looking for the guys, and the guys are looking for the girls. That's what was happening. 4 Rooms. Wasn't that a good movie? God damn, I love that movie. 4 Rooms, it's got it has the feel of a cult classic. The THC levels. someone like you would have been locked up and given electroshock. See, therein lies the mental dilemma, I guess, because yeah, when I realize that, I'm like, yeah, that fucking sucks and that shouldn't be. Because I also then realize I'm only looking at it through my own lens, and through my own lens is admittedly one of a straight white male in middle America. So, like, I didn't have any fucking problems. Like, I had problems, but I didn't have systemic societal problems, you know? And when you don't have systemic societal problems and you grow up in an environment where everybody around you is telling you that you're a straight white male, you're better. You don't realize what those other external um systemic and societal problems are that people go through until you have those people in your life or you experience those people. You work with Mexicans, you get married to a woman, you have daughters, you don't realize it. And I think in today's day and age, people are doing a much better job of educating folks like myself. Like my son at the age of 14 he's fucking aware. You know what I mean? So hopefully, hopefully, we're correcting that. Gender dysphoria, constant bullying, and a lot of domestic violence. No fucking fun at all. It was a miracle that I didn't take the final exit before I was out of grade school. See, that's what I'm talking about. I did not. Okay, now that's probably untrue. I was going to say I didn't know people like you when I was that age, but I don't know if I did because there might have been somebody within my group that was just hiding it. I know that one of my best friends from that era, who I thought was heterosexual, came out to me later on in life. Who said, "I've always been gay. Why do you think I never slept with a girl in high school?" I'm like, I never really thought about it, man. Um, and he's been with his husband or his partner for forever, and it's like you didn't even fucking know it, dude. You didn't see it. You walked around when you were a teenager talking about myself, saying things like "that's gay," big shit like that, and you didn't even realize that your best friend was gay. It's fucked up. Thinking about how fucking isolated he must have felt, not being able to say something to even the guy who is supposedly his best friend, but walks around insulting people like that. He must have felt like completely alone. Which, even though we were friends, like I never did anything to harm him, I did something to harm him. It was a shit friend. We talk now and shit. Uh, but it doesn't excuse what I did. So yes, SCOTUS did allow racial gerrymandering. SCOTUS is going to do what it can, is going to do what it can, I believe, to help the Republican cause. It might not do what it can to help the specifically the Trump cause, but at the end of the day, they're still Republicans. So you have two daughters that are both gay. I have one daughter that's bisexual. I have a granddaughter that identifies non-binary. Oh, Richard, yes. A cover up? I don't know if it's a cover up. I just don't think the story that we're being told is the right one. I don't think that Charlie was taken out by some fucking random guy that disliked him. I don't believe that for a second. He was taken out for a reason, and I don't know what the hell that reason is. I'm not necessarily buying into what Candace Owens is selling either. Um, but it's not what we're being told. Well, that's the thing, Alcro. I'm hoping that we're changing that shit. That the way things were when I was a teenager, and back in the '80s. Good on you. The other Erica Kirk had something to do with it. Her behavior post shooting is fucking weird. Her behavior post shooting could be that she was involved with it. It also could be that Erica Kirk was married to a man I don't think that allowed her to shine because of what he believed the woman's role was. And for the first time ever, she's out in front, and she's the boss, and she has the money, and she has the people showing up to see her. And now all of a sudden she's out there like, I don't know what to do. It's like a kid that's never given pop, and then he goes to a birthday party and he's given pop, and he doesn't know what to do. He's freaking out, right? I think that she was oppressed by her husband. That doesn't mean that I don't believe that she had something to do with it, but I'm just saying it could also just be, holy fuck, look, it's me. And this is somebody that competed in beauty pageants and knew Trump prior to this and was like looking for a way to be in the spotlight. And then she married a guy that put her in the corner. Could she have been part of it in order to get that spotlight? Possibly. I don't know. It seems probably more likely that the Republican Party was looking for a martyr. See, Traveler or Jameson, you're going to get people bitching at you now. A lot of what these people do makes a lot more sense if you assume everything is a grift. Well, that's the thing is like she's talking about t-shirt sales at his funeral. Fucking t-shirt sales. What are you talking about? T-shirt sales. This is your husband's funeral. You have fucking pyrotechnics, and you're talking about how many months the t-shirt sales are going to sustain you. The fuck? I want my kids to have respect for everyone in this country. I get to work with my family, try to live the oppression this country fits. Too bad we'll never know what happened to CK since they refused to do. Not only are you never going to know what happened to Charlie, the Department of Justice has shut down the investigation into, is it Thomas Cooks or Crooks, the guy who allegedly took a shot at Donald Trump in Butler. They shut that in. Well, it's wrapped up. It's done. We don't need to investigate any further. You don't? Interesting. President's never mentioned the kid, and you shut down the investigation. Let's talk about Rosie O'Donnell some more. We still don't know what happened to Malcolm. No, we still don't know what happened to a lot of people. JFK. It wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. Did not leave her no money. That's why she have to do all this. There are rumors that the organization was on the verge of bankruptcy at the time of his passing, and his passing revived the revenue of the organization. But the thing about it is that he was the revenue. You know what I mean? So even with a post assassination surge in donations and revenue, it doesn't look like it's going to be sustainable because she ain't him. They're holding turning points. The one that they held with where JD Vance was a guest. The stadium, the floor was less than half full, and there was nobody in the bowl. They're dying on the vine. Somebody will keep infusing money into them to keep them going, but that'll only last so long. Federal Reserve keeps key rates unchanged. Oh, that's going to set Trump the fuck off. It's going to set Trump the fuck off. Especially as oil prices continue to skyrocket. And now they're talking about potentially $200 a barrel oil, which would equate to a national average, they're saying, of about $6.80. If they don't figure out a way out of this. And Trump can't figure out a way out of this. He doesn't know what to do. He has no idea what to do. Well, jet fuel is already at 212, 215. The price of fuel has jumped again. Hang on a second. Okay, stop right there. Okay. Yeah, they are calling it a worst case scenario, but they are saying it's possible. It depends on how much longer this goes on. 200, why the oil market hasn't seen the Iran war doomsday scenario that exports warned about. Yeah, we haven't hit it yet. However, we're seeing another spike. We went back up to 4 something a gallon here just yesterday. I know that the gas station across the highway from me, which is a truck stop, actually, it's a Love's truck stop. A few days ago, they had gas at 407. Today it's 460. No, the global is warning that it could hit 200 a barrel if the United States doesn't figure out a way out of this. See, Trump keeps talking about how we completely own the Strait of Hormuz. We control everything, but he can't get anything through it. So then you don't control it. And that's the bottom line there. And if you don't control it, somebody else controls it, and that means that there's still 20% of the world's oil being squeezed. And 20% of a lot of supplies that go to Europe in particular, which is going to put a global strain, they said. So if this thing doesn't get straightened out, what they're saying by like June, that we could see $200 barrel oil. And if we see 200, this I'm only telling you what I'm reading. I don't know if this is true or not. And they're saying, and I've seen it on 4 or 5 different outlets. And if they say if it hits 200 a barrel, we're looking at approximately a national average of like 670, 680 a gallon, which means you're looking at 15, $16 a gallon in California. Here in Illinois, you're probably in Chicago, you're probably looking at, if it's 680 nationally, 750 here. Well, that's the thing. As these oil prices and fertilizer prices continue to creep up, MAGA are the ones that are hit first, and then the rest of us get hit as well. Like a city like Chicago, a significant number of the people in the city of Chicago take public transportation. They walk, they ride bikes. It is a very um, it, there are a lot of cars being used, but go get some edibles with Renee. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that 1038, especially the $20 donation. I actually just picked up this herb and Renee just told me she needs edibles, so I got to call my guy back and get her some. Thank you. Appreciate that. I think she's getting these little packets. They're like $5 a piece, $10 a piece, $10. So yeah, that's 2 packages. We're gonna tap into and start exhausting reserves. It doesn't need to get to this, is the point. Medical grade 1000. I get what my guy has, and it's because Renee likes it, and I'm like, "Cool. If you like it, then I'll keep getting it." Um, guys, don't forget to empty your recycling bins on your computers. I constantly forget to do that. Uh, more fracking? I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't even know. Like I don't know if we can produce enough for ourselves. Like if everybody completely withdrew into their corners and you could only run off of the energy that you could create domestically, I don't know if we could create enough. Now I know we have the technology to have other forms of energy. We just don't have, if shit broke bad, we don't have the time because the infrastructure's not there. America needs exports to survive. America needs imports to survive. We import a lot of shit. Price of gas here in Chicagoland went from 3.96 to 4.59 overnight yesterday. What the? Yeah, exactly. I was just saying, the Love's truck stop, literally over the highway, was the cheapest gas around like 4 days ago at 4.07. I literally went there today to try and get gas. I didn't even get it because it's much cheaper down the road. The way we're gonna be heading in a little bit, it was 4.60 today. Yes, you do produce a lot for us. That's the point. If everybody withdrew into their corners, we'd be fucked. Yeah, God, I saw that report yesterday. So the price of because of the Strait of Hormuz, the price of fertilizer has absolutely gone fucking ape shit. And even if the strait opened up today, we're too late to get the fertilizer to where it needs to be for the planting season. We're already in the planting season. That's it. It's May. That's it. We're done. So they're saying expect anywhere from a 10 to 25% increase in the price of your groceries because of the increased price of moving it all, of processing it, of growing it, of fertilizing it, of all of it, transporting it, about 10 to 25% on top of the already high grocery prices. That's fucked up. That's unsustainable. There are a whole lot of people not going to be able to do what they need to do to survive. What if you never paid? Is it still valid? What do you mean, what if you never paid? Tariffs are being refunded to companies that put requests in for refunds. Some companies have not, and they indicate that maybe they're not doing so because they fear backlash from Trump. After all, he still has over 2 years in office. Apple, they're not asking for any of their money back. You have to have a colonoscopy next month. May the gods be with you. I don't know what's going to become of Dead and Company. Am I the only one where sound is a millisecond behind? This happens sometimes on YouTube. If the sound, and first things first, hang on, nobody move. Conley, hello, nobody move. Did that sync up the sound and the video? If that didn't sync up the sound in the video, then you need to go out of the room and come back in. Maybe go out of the room, swipe out of your app, and then come back in. What caused gas to skyrocket 70 cents overnight in Chicagoland, though? The fucking war is what's still doing it. It's still doing it. You're right. Donald Trump keeps saying Iran doesn't know who their leader is. Iran wants to make a deal. They're desperate to make a deal. They're desperate to get their ships through. And Iran keeps telling Trump to go fuck himself. Try it, motherfucker. Then Trump goes out and says, we completely own the Strait of Hormuz. We control it. Well, then why can't you get a ship through it, motherfucker? If you own it, you should be able to get ships through it, but we can't get any ships through it. We can't get the fertilizer through. We can't get the gas, the oil through because Iran still owns it. And it just keeps getting worse. And so we've seen another jump. Who the hell is Tommy Douglas? Gary, how are you? I got to plug back in here. Trickle down economics is a farce. It's a fantasy. It doesn't work. It has never worked. The theory behind trickle down economics is that if you continue to give tax breaks to the wealthiest, the people who create jobs, they will have so much money that they will give raises and bonuses and better jobs to everybody else. And it never happens. It doesn't work that way. You do not grow a society or an economy from the top down. Trickle down doesn't work. It's growth up. It's like any living organism, a blade of grass, a rose bush, a tree, anything, right? It's the roots feed the leaves. The leaves sit up at the top and have all the sunlight and they get all the look how beautiful. Everybody talks about the leaves, nobody talks about the roots, right? But the leaves need the roots to survive. The roots can shed the leaves and survive for a prolonged period of time because it is growth up. So what you do instead of giving the upper class the tax break, you give the middle class and the lower class the tax break. Upper class gets tax break, they hoard money. Middle class and lower class gets tax breaks, they spend the money. They drive an economy. If you make screen doors, let's say you make 100,000 screen doors. Thank you for the donation, Sherry. I greatly appreciate it. What's the name of your wife's channel? Renee Violet Powell. Let's say you make screen doors. You make 100,000 screen doors a year. You got 50 employees. You're paying everybody a decent wage with some benefits, and you're paying 30% taxes. All round numbers. Along comes the government and they say, we're going to lower your taxes. Now you're only going to pay 20%. Now you get an extra 10% of your money. What the Republicans would have you believe is that you're going to go out and hire more people. But the only factor that changed was you got a tax break. There was no more demand for your screen doors. So if you go out and hire more people and you have the same demand, now you're doing 100,000 screen doors with 75 people, which is stupid. When you were already doing everything great with 50, you're not going to pay more to make your screen doors. Then they say, well, you're going to give raises to your employees. Maybe, but if you're a good business owner, you also know that tax rates come and go, and the taxes could get changed back, and if they do, you get stuck with higher salaries. Maybe you're going to give bonuses, maybe, but then you set a precedent. So if you can't do it next year, everybody's going to be pissed off that you couldn't do it. Well, you're going to buy new equipment. Well, only if I need new equipment. Otherwise, I'm buying equipment to buy equipment, and that's just fucking stupid. Well, maybe you're going to invest in research and development. It's a fucking screen door company. The fuck? I'm going to give myself a bonus at the end of the year is what I'm going to do. However, if I gave all of my workers a tax break instead of me, then all of those people could afford to buy more screen doors. Now all of a sudden, this guy and his wife are sitting around the kitchen table doing the bills, and she goes, "Hey, look, you're taking home more money because we're paying less in taxes. We can afford to get that screen door that's busted." Demand for your screen doors go up. You have more demand on your screen doors, so now you got to hire more people because you're not doing 100,000 screen doors, you're doing 175,000. So now you're putting more people to work. That's how you grow an economy. Sorry, I was rambling. What is the best album to introduce someone to the Grateful Dead? I don't know that there is a best album, but I would start with something live. So, April of '91 from Pittsburgh, there was a great live show. Of course, you have like the Europe live, and you have uh Cornell is the one that everybody talks about for forever and ever and ever. Amen. Start looking through the Dick's Picks volume. You know, start looking through the Dick's Picks volumes. Just go all the way back to Dick's Picks #1, and just go all the way through the Dick's Picks, and from there you'll branch out into the actual studio albums. How long have I been going today? Right now, we've been going for 76 minutes. Yes. Oh, here's another one. You could see this probably on YouTube. It's from it's got to be from the 90s. It's from Alpine Valley, Wisconsin, and it's called Downhill from Here. Oh, what a good show. What a good show. Watching it on the video, I didn't see it, but no plan to search Google for such an album. Okay, then don't. You think it was 89? Maybe it was late 80s. Yeah. Now, yeah, it wasn't the 90s. The 90s were just a really horrible era for dead music. What is going on with my minifan? Oh my, oh my, oh my. It is an unfortunate circumstance that my minifan has been misbehaving. I mean, come on. What the fuck are you doing to me? My guy. Jesus. Donna? Yes. Hey, why are they hiding all of these comments? Think about what you asked them to Google Dick's pics. Well, put the Grateful Dead in there ahead of it. The Grateful Dead Dick's pics. Frog? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Vincent, thank you very much. And the Epstein files. Amen. The fuck? We're not letting this shit go. Good God. With that result, there is going to be fub results. What's my favorite female musician or band? Well, Stevie Nicks, Melissa Etheridge, Joan Jett. Those are the first three. Stevie Nicks, Melissa Etheridge, Joan Jett. Um, I dig Lita Ford. Um, you had the Bangles were a really good band back in the day. The Donnas fucking rock. The Donnas shred, actually. Um, One of the greatest voices of all time, Linda Ronstadt. Um, Phenomenal voice, like to the back of the fucking room voice. Uh, Chrissy Hynde and the Pretenders, yeah, absolutely. Deborah Harry, Blondie. But no, right off the bat, I mean, what female artist do I listen to the most? What Stevie Nicks, Melissa Etheridge, Joan Jett, the 3 women I have here in picture form. Pat Benatar had a hell of a voice. Yes, she did. Oh, shit. Why am I drawing a blank? You're my favorite mistake. Sheryl Crow. Great voice. Great voice. Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Sister Rosetta Tharpe was a bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. Heart. Absolutely. Shit. How the fuck did I not land on Heart sooner? Um, Aretha Franklin. You better think about what you're trying to do to me, motherfucker. Think. Sorry. I never really was into Bjork. It's a little weird for me. Sinead O'Connor was sort of in that same vibe for me. They're okay. I'd rather hear a Tracy Chapman, Tina Turner. See, I think that would be a phenomenal Super Bowl. An all-female lineup, and you grab one from each genre. Dolly Parton's representing country. Okay. Stevie Nicks is going to represent rock. Joan Jett's going to represent punk. We're going to have uh what's the redhead? Represent the blues. Let's give them something to talk about. We got to have somebody from rap and hip hop. You see what I'm saying? An all-female lineup, one artist from every genre, and that's your halftime show. Bonnie Raitt. There you go. I didn't say sexy redhead. I said redhead. But I think that would be a phenomenal show. You're going to touch all the genres. You're going to get a shit ton of great music. You're going to have one hell of a show. You're going to have some powerful guitars up there, right? Well, you're going to have Joan Jett up there. You're going to have Dolly Parton's voice. You're going to have Stevie Nicks' voice. You're going to have yeah, that would be fucking amazing. Oh, Sexy Red the Rapper, my bad. So anyway, that's what I think would be a hell of a halftime show. So what are but Pink, like, what categories are we talking about? We're talking about rock, country, rap, blues, punk. There are 5 artists, 5 genres. What genre am I missing there that we would have a representative of? When they have the Super Bowl in 2030 in Nashville would be best time for that. Wouldn't it be great? Is Dolly still gonna be around by 2030? See, that's the thing. I don't wanna miss out on some of these acts while they're still alive. Have you ever heard Dolly Parton's version of "Shine"? Oh, heaven let your light shine down. You ever heard her version of that? Thank you for the donation, Alcro. Gotta go to work. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't heard Dolly Parton's version of "Shine," you need to go look it up. I would play it or I would get a copyright violation for playing it. But it starts out with a little like a banjo. And then in comes Dolly's voice singing with this almost angelic way of singing. Heaven let your light shine down. Oh, it's fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Pull up another window in your browser and pull it up right the fuck now. I'm serious. I want to hear your reaction to it. Pink would be R&B. not Beyonce. And then, okay, so R&B and rap. Who are we going to get from rap? Missy Elliott. There you go, Missy Elliott. So you're talking Dolly for country, Pink for R&B, Missy Elliott for rap, Stevie Nicks for country or for classic rock. You're going to get Joan Jett for punk. Peace out for the bedtime. Gwen Stefani, if you wanted to do a ska, I guess. But now, I mean, you've already got 5, 6 people on the stage at this point, and it's a halftime show. We don't. It's not like a full concert or anything. So we're going to have to rock out a few songs very quickly and integrate all of them in. Modern metal. Should we get the one who played Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch movie, who grew up to be in a goth band called the Pretty Reckless? Should we get her for goth? I don't know. Maybe Deborah Harry for rap. Come on now. Taylor Momsen, yeah. I don't know how good she is, but we're going to see. My son and I are going to see when she opens up for ACDC when we see ACDC in September. Thanks for letting me know Dolly Parton did that song. Dolly Parton does a lot of. Is Shine originally Dolly's? Nope. No, she covered it. Dolly does a lot of covers. Do a deep dive into Dolly Parton covers. You'll be amazed. But isn't that a great song? Isn't that a phenomenal version of that song? David Byrne, is he still doing the thing? Bowling for Soup? Haven't heard them in a hot minute. Yeah, Taylor Momsen is the goth woman who played Cindy Lou Who in the Grinch movie, and she is now the goth lead singer of the Pretty Reckless, which is the band that's opening up for ACDC when my son and I see them this September. So I'll let you know how the Pretty Reckless are live. It'll be interesting, especially considering how it's going to be my first concert since '95. Who did I see in '95? The Grateful Dead. The last show I saw. Yeah, I was in the second to the last show, and then he died, and I've never been back to a concert. I've seen like a live act at a bar or at a festival or something like that, but I've never been back to a concert. I've been to comedy concerts, just not music concerts since '95. Kind of like put my musical concert memories right there where I like them and put them on a shelf, and then went off and built a life. Never been to any concerts. I know plenty of people who have never been to any concerts. It is a long time. It's a very long time. Yeah, I'm thinking about what I need to get him for ear protection. He puts on his headphones and he turns Metallica all the way up, and then he fucking dances around his room and shit. And so but it's not what he's going to experience. I don't know if people have been watching the AC/DC clips coming out of this Power Up tour so far, but the shows have been off the fucking chisane. No, I cannot take you to the concert. The fucking tickets were expensive. I wanted my son to experience what a true concert was. So I got him tickets on the field at Notre Dame Stadium. So he's going to be in it for his first show, not sitting up in the bowl. He's going to be on the field. He's going to be 14, about ready to turn. Now, listen, they still have like seats on the field, I guess. And I got on the edge. I like an aisle seat. So we're not going to be in the middle of that scrum, but he's going to be on the field in the fucking scrum for his first show. So, I sat way back up on the hill at Poplar Creek Music Theater for my first show, Beach Boys with the opening act, Brian Adams. We had lawn seats all the way back there. We were sitting there. That's a nice show. Um, but yeah, I guess you gotta pop your cherry sometime. Might as well be in the middle of fucking 20,000 screaming fucking Angus Young fans. Here you go, boy. Welcome to the world of concerts. We're actually taking my wife's our nephew to his first concert this summer too. He's never been to a concert, but my wife, and the aunt that passed, my wife's sister who passed a couple of years ago, they were all huge Bon Jovi fans. And my wife told me a couple of years ago, if Bon Jovi ever tours again, please try and get tickets. And Bon Jovi announced this limited run of shows at Madison Square Garden, a few in Ireland and a few in England, as a test to see if he wanted to tour again, because he hasn't toured since 22 or 23 because of his vocal cords. So I said, I don't even know if there's going to be a tour. So I went ahead and fucking balled out and I got them seats on the floor at Madison Square Garden for his first show back in July. So it's gonna be my wife, our nephew, and one of my daughters. I'm going to go with them to New York, sort of just as like a going with them so that they have somebody else with them helping them get around and shit like that. But yeah, his first show is going to be their center stage 22 rows back. So he's going to be right in the middle of the fucking scrum, but it's Bon Jovi, so it's probably not going to be as insane as AC/DC is going to be. The whole fucking field at AC/DC is going to be going nuts. So I'm probably going to be wiped after that one. You saw Ozzy solo, but Sabbath with Dio. The Gardens where you saw your first show, Led Zepp. Yep, it's going to be where his first show is going to be. It's going to be one hell of an experience for him. And we're going to go see the Statue of Liberty. I got tickets to go out and see the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. I've been to New York many times. I've never had a chance to go out to the islands. No, I'm not really a Lincoln Park fan. Lincoln Park, Limp Bizkit, all of that never really. It wasn't really my jam. Whoa, ever let your light shine down. Ooh, ever let your light shine down. Un momento, por favor. Wife alert. Hey, we're not supposed to be talking about that, Renee. That's why I didn't mention it. Shh. So for those of you that saw what my wife said, and I'm not going to repeat it in case he sees this later in video form on my page, then you'll know what I'm barking at her about. What? Mike Shinoda and Chester Bennington? I don't know what you are talking about. Oh, okay. So if you guys saw what my wife said, um, he doesn't know about those tickets yet. The nephew. He's also really, 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 really big into that. And I saw that it was played, it was on Broadway. We're staying like 4 blocks away from the theater. So like he's really into it. It's the night we fly in, but I mean, when are we gonna have another chance to do that? So we got those two. He's when Renee looks at him when we're there, once we've flown in, and Renee looks at him and goes, "Oh, by the way, I need you to get ready because here's where we're going in 30 minutes." He is going to shit himself. Not even like really? It's gonna be like a deuce. He's gonna shit a fat hairy egg roll. He's gonna get on a plane for the first time and fly there. Then he's gonna go to that, his dream. He's gonna stay in a New York a hotel room in Times Square, wake up the next day, go see the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island, come back, have a bite to eat, go see Bon Jovi, come back, spend another night, and fly out. We're gonna need to take a vacation after that, and he's gonna be bouncing off the walls like Bugs Bunny on the surface of the moon. Renee, are you still in the room? Yes. Okay. While I was driving back today from the shoe store, I had an opportunity to speak to Diane. Diane. So when you monetize, we're going to put it all into the company. She's going to keep mine coming in under my soch, and she's going to show that it comes into my under my soch, but it's all given to the company as income. She goes, we can do that. It's not a problem. She said, for you, because you create content outside of the house, she wants you to track starting now every mile overall that your truck puts on, and separately, how many of those miles are for the purposes of content creation. Shoot all of the miles total, and which portion of that are for content creation. Your all of your materials for your the quilting, track all of that. Every t-shirt I buy, track all of that. Um, just start paying. She said to have me just start paying the health insurance out of the company account instead of our personal account. So we'll just reduce the amount of income you and I bring in and pay that direct, and then track all of that on every month. That 1,800. So figure out something on your phone to track all of your goddamn miles. She said for me, not even to bother to track my miles because I do my shit here. And we're not going to talk one bit about square footage because there is not a 100% dedicated to workspace. If we wanted to build a space, it'd be a different story. I'm like, no, we're not talking about that. We're good. So, and I'm wondering if we shouldn't, I didn't ask her, but I'm wondering if we shouldn't just include the plates we just got for you in that as well. Just throw it in there and see what she does with it at the end of the year. I'm going to throw the last t-shirt I bought in there and then any t-shirts moving forward. So, and we don't have to fuck with YouTube monetization. Now, I'll see if I can change the statuses on Instagram and Facebook if they're easy enough to do because we're talking about small quantities. And then when we get to your point, we just set it up the way she wants it set up. Peace out. Got to go to class. Take it easy, Reap. Lincoln Memorial and Reflection Pool in the itinerary for the trip. We're not going to DC. We're going to New York. Oh, you don't get. Okay, my apologies. Cody, hello. That's I don't know. We are now being. It is being predicted we are going to have an El Nino summer. El Nino, which for those of you who are unaware, is Spanish for the Nino. Ooh, developing early summer of 26. A strong El Nino is expected, bringing widespread above average heat and increased storminess across the United States. This, combined with the potential for a super El Nino, suggests a volatile season with elevated wildfire risks in western regions and possible severe thunderstorms elsewhere. Awesome. And for those of you who are unaware, Super El Nino is Spanish for super the boy. Yeah, they're just predicting. Yeah. Why not have an extraordinarily hot, extraordinarily stormy summer as the world collapses around us? I mean, it just kind of fits with the theme. You know what I mean? I don't want the heat either, which means my son and I need to get to work at getting uh, the curtains where they need to be to block out the sun for the summer because we are going to be working. I need to reach out to my guy. I haven't gotten an estimate on the increased return flow uh, job yet either. Anyway, it's almost 2 o'clock, which means I'm going to get the hell off of here. I've got a sink full of dishes that I need to get done. I'm going to go check the mail after that, let the dog out, and maybe I don't know what else I was going to do. My brain just fucking froze there. I'm going to go do dishes. Is basically the point of that. So you guys take it easy. Watch all of the videos. Tell all of your friends. Do all of the stuff. Thank you very much. Hasta lasagna. Don't get any on you.